This week, as we continue to focus on the best new books, Martin Amis. He was already a legend in England before he moved to America 10 years ago. Over the past 5 decades, both here and abroad, Amis has written books that have enthralled, provoked, and chastised. Recently, we met Amis here in New York City as he promoted his latest book, a deeply personal meditation on love and loss.
If a novel isn't giving you a good time, in whatever way, throw it across the room, over your shoulder. Don't waste your life reading stuff that isn't giving you pleasure.
Martin Amis has never been at a loss for words, in person or on the page. He grew up the son of one of England's greatest writers, Kingsley Amis, and was told by plenty he'd never measure up. An early attempt at screenwriting didn't help. The 1980 film Saturn III, starring Kirk Douglas, Harvey Keitel, and Farrah Fawcett, playing 3 astronauts stuck on a space station with a homicidal robot, was widely panned.
Let her go! Conform!
But that interaction with Hollywood excess helped lead to his first breakout novel, Money, later adapted by the BBC.
Fielding, it's John. I think I might run out of money.
Well, that's just too bad. I'm afraid there isn't any more.
What?
Just kidding, Slick. Zero problem. I'll send some right over.
Amis quickly joined a brilliant group of other contemporary writers, including Ian McEwan and Salman Rushdie. Rushdie was the one who spent the better part of a decade in hiding after Iran's Ayatollah called for his death, claiming Rushdie's novel The Satanic Verses was offensive to Islam. Together, all these writers kept churning out bold, unpredictable fiction. Amis's latest is called Inside Story.
Is it possible to say what this book is about?
Well, in the end, it's about death.
But it's also a love letter to life.
Yeah, but that just sharpens the strange difficulty of dying. I always thought the pressure must come off, and you must weaken into death. But in fact, it goes on being very hard to die.
Inside Story is called a novel, but is more than anything a goodbye to both family and friends, like another fellow author, Saul Bellow, and Christopher Hitchens, his best friend, who died in 2011. Hitchens was one of the 20th century's great raconteurs. His excesses, both in life and on the page, were well documented. Amis has said Hitchens is the only person he could ever be completely honest with.
Is there a way for you to quantify who you miss the most, whether it's Christopher, whether it's Saul, whether it's your dad?
I too much miss my dad, but it would have to be Christopher, who's an exact contemporary, and we worked in the same building in our early 20s. We got married at the same time, we got divorced at the same time, we got remarried at the same time, we had additional children at the same time. You're going to get a few friends who seem to keep pace with you, but not many in your life. They're your twin in some way.
For the last 4 years, Amis has turned much of his attention to the outgoing American administration and says he's soured completely on the way democracy works.
I was profoundly disappointed that Trump paid no moral price for his presidency. There was no rejection of Trumpism. Far from it.
He lost the election.
I know, but he was competitive. I'm an insane optimist about America, and I thought that there would be some self-regulating mechanism in the American electorate that would say, we don't like that kind of government.
But you can't tell people how to vote. You can.
Yeah.
And you can be shocked by it, but also like...
Well, that's democracy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a system that has endured.
Yeah.
Amis's politics have never been predictable, but his writing routine is. Now nearing the end of his career, he's acutely aware of life's landmarks, and also that as a novelist and human being, documenting them and understanding them are not necessarily the same thing.
I went to a film with Salman Rushdie while he was still under police escort. And so once we got in the cinema, which was full, there was no getting out of it. And the film was 4 weddings and a funeral. And no Iranian torturer could have put us through anything worse than that. And on the street outside, as I was sort of wiping away my tears and smoking a cigarette, I said, why is it so popular, that film? And someone said, the world has bad taste. Haven't you noticed?
Yikes.
Before you nail me, Martin said he wasn't going after 4 weddings and a funeral.
I have bad taste.
No offense. But yeah, never, as we said, never at a loss for words. And this book really is very personal. You can see how much Christopher's death and others have weighed on him as he evaluates his own life.
And it was so interesting to see him go in on the election the way he did. I loved watching the two of you.
Yeah, he's been outspoken for years on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Jeff.
Okay.